Start broadcast. Okay. Okay. Whatever. What is happening, guys? It's Sunday.
It is.
Huh?
My favorite. My
Your
favorite show.
It's my favorite. What's happening, everybody? Oh, no, I'm going to sneeze. I just, like, at the last second, I had meant to cut my nails earlier. And so then I was like...
Because everybody cares.
No, I care. They were just too long. Anyway, so then I'm over here, like, filing my nails. She's like, okay. And so now there's, like, my nail dust is going to make me sneeze. It's kind of gross.
It's really gross.
It's kind of gross.
Really gross.
You're gross. Anyway.
Happy Sunday.
What's the white face? Is that the face that she makes is the white face?
Apparently, I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm gonna patent the white face.
The white. I don't know if you can patent. I think it's pretty universal, isn't it?
It might be.
I don't think.
Red Neckerson. Hello, Ewans.
Mm-hmm. The
Greg Dupage-Piquer. He sent us this fantastic coupon book for Las Vegas.
So those entertainment book things.
Yeah, and we actually used it last night. We went bowling and went out to a buffet at a place that we don't normally go to with friends of ours.
Yeah.
And we used the coupon book for the buffet. We had 2 buffets for $12.
We had a friend of ours, it was her birthday, and so she wanted to do the buffet and bowling, and so we were going to this particular buffet, which you had not had great experience with before. You thought it was a pretty mediocre one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, so we're probably never going to go there on our own. But then I was like, hey, you should check the book and see if there's a coupon for that. And she's like, there's probably not going to be one. And then like a few minutes later, I hear her yelling from downstairs, like, there's a coupon. So we get real excited about these things, guys. But
hey, our picker and thrifter friends understand what a good deal is.
Yeah.
So,
but I will say, Greg, so I'm glad that we ended up going to that particular buffet because I actually thought it was pretty good. Because there's like so many buffets here, and I think I've gone to like 2 other ones here, and so far they've been pretty mediocre. And I actually think this one so far was the best. Like what I had was pretty tasty. But it ended up being like
I'm dieting, so what I had was meh.
With our awesome Dupage-Piquer coupon, it was $12.99 for both of us.
Yeah, you really can't beat a $6.50 buffet on a Saturday night.
Buffet. So that was pretty cool.
I mean, and if you are getting better prices than that, then it's usually a really, really bad one, which you wouldn't want to go to. This one was pretty good.
Yeah. So. I mean, generally, most places, like if you get like a player's card and you gamble a little bit, you can get like the buy one get one free buffets. And
every once in a while. Yeah.
But having like the coupon book and being able to just go in and just waltz on in and be like, give me my buffet.
Yeah, I like the GVR buffet too, Jill. And as long as you have a players club, you tend to get at least 2 buy one get one frees a month. You get the little thing in the mail.
Have we been to the GVR one? Because I know maybe the Silverton is the one that we've been to a couple of times.
I've been to both. Like
I said me.
100 times.
I said we, as in me too.
I think you've been to GVR
because you keep talking about it, but I don't remember being very excited about it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I want a seafood one where I get to like eat 500 pounds of crab legs. That's all I care about.
Mother Deals, aka Kelly Taylor. Now that we know who she is, she's the one that gave Katie the in-person super chat in Massachusetts at the meetup.
Oh yeah,
we're at the meetup in Massachusetts last week, and she threw money at Katie and had her do a super chat in person. Yeah. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Anyway, Dana calls it a barfait. And Allison, hello, Allison. By the way, I need to let you know. I need to inform you. My red notebook, all done, used it all up. So I had to go today and get a new notebook. And this time I went with green because green is actually my favorite color. Red is a very close second, but I'm starting a new notebook. I just thought I should inform you as a fellow red notebooker. Maybe you want to do a green one next. I don't know. Maybe you want to stick with red. It's an important announcement.
Said nobody ever.
Whatever. Allison cares. Anyway, all right, so this week, what happened? What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, we haven't been doing our No Pants Friday show for a couple of weeks now, and I have to say, I kind of miss you guys on Friday.
Careful what you wish for. Careful what you say.
I know.
What we need to do is we're never going to, I will say we're probably never going to bring it back as a regular show, but
we should probably just throw them out once a month at least.
yeah, maybe like in the next week or two, we'll bust out an after dark edition for funsies. We'll try and let people know like ahead of time or something, so people can block out their schedule. Don't go out or do anything.
Here's the thing: is because we've been doing garage sales on Fridays. 3 shows a week is actually it's a little bit too much of a commitment because we do everything live. Like if we recorded and uploaded it and then we could go about our days, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. But it does cut right into the middle of the day as far as
that's part of the problem. Is it's right in the middle,
the working and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't mean that we don't love you, and it's not that we have to prepare for a Friday show. It just means that we have to actually be here every Friday at a specific time.
I'm pretty sure all of you guys can understand that, like with this kind of work that we do, if you put another task right in the middle of the day, it's just for some reason it makes it harder to get things done. So in the future, when we do the show, I said when we do the show, how dare you, wife face / mom face. Doing it at night, like later at night, will be a lot easier because it's not going to like cut into the day and like the stuff that we're trying to get done. But anyway, Tango Moki just started a new book, and the color is purple. I heard they made a movie about your notebook.
Oh God. Seriously today.
Anyway, so we did a lot. Well, I did a lot of sourcing this week.
You did a lot of sourcing. I did not do as much. I went to 2 of the Savers stores with Katie on Thursday, and I did a little bit of sourcing yesterday. I went back to 1 Savers yesterday by myself for about 45 minutes. So I did a little bit. I will say I don't have a lot of hard goods today, guys. I'm sorry. I did not do any garage sales. I would like to say
on Friday, I was like, we can go do garage sales. And she's like, I don't feel like it. And then Saturday she was like, she was talking about going sourcing, and she's like, but I don't want to go by myself. And I'm like, too bad, dude. You missed your window. I gave you your chance. I gave you a whole day and you didn't take advantage of it. And then she's like, oh, and I'm like, why don't you text Dorothy and see if she'll go? It's too late.
It was already like 9 o'clock.
I had to do it ahead of time. And I'm like, yeah, but you never know. She could have been, the worst that was going to happen is she said no. But you have to actually ask and not just go like this. I don't want to go by myself.
Real life, guys, real life. Anyway, no, I didn't want to go on Friday. Actually, I have too much inventory. I don't have a ton, so I have just enough to get myself through the end of this week. But I was feeling overwhelmed from us being gone last week. I just wanted to try to get caught up. I really don't like having a death pile, so I like getting some stuff done. So I really wanted to get some work done on Friday.
You know what, though? So we're going to show our numbers here in a minute, and I think that's a good segue into the fact that I think you had an unusually great week while we were gone. But that's not the norm. Like you had posted like how much stuff I think you had to ship out like 50 items on Wednesday because we got back Tuesday night. You had like 50 items to ship out. And I saw like Casey, Rockstar Flipper, he had commented like, oh, so what does this tell you about handling time and like what people think, do people care about handling time? And I would say, I don't think it tells you anything because the reality is you're generally going to sell more when your stuff can go out faster. Because usually when we go and we set our handling time 5 days, even up to 10 days, depending on how long we're going to be gone, you might do okay, but your sales usually slow down.
They do.
Generally.
They generally slow down.
You just happen to have like a freakish, I'm going to make $500 bazillion, this, whatever.
Yeah, they do generally slow down when I go away. But I think part of it is that, again, I'm not selling renewables. I'm not selling something that everybody can get everywhere else. Right. That's really part of it. Yes. Of course, not everything is unique, but you're not going to find 50 of the same item at the same price and the same color, same size, or whatever that I sell. So if somebody wants it, they're going to be willing to wait for it if I have
exactly.
it. So
exactly.
I think if you're selling stuff that people want, they'll be willing to wait.
Well, yeah, and as for me, on the other hand, I think that when you guys see my numbers for this last week, I think it's much more typical for what happens when you really don't list very much for a long time. So the whole time we were gone, I got a total of 8 listings done in like the almost week that we were gone. Like I did 2 on one day, 2 on another day, and 4 on another day. So I barely did anything, but I did do a tiny bit of listing. We got back Tuesday night. And honestly, since Tuesday, I've maybe listed at most 15 items because I basically had Wednesday to work and half of that was shipping. And then Thursday, I did my normal sourcing. And then Friday, I was doing a bunch of errands. And then, of clothing prep, and then yesterday was photographs all day. So honestly, I haven't barely listed anything in like a good week and a half.
Same.
And it really generally it does what happened to my numbers is what usually happens. It's like you see a big drop in sales.
Yeah, I've had a slow weekend, and that's because I haven't listed a lot. And now that the store is back on normal track, I haven't listed much. So I've gotten maybe 20. I'm a little bit ahead of you because I listed while you were sourcing on Thursday. So I've gotten maybe 25 or 30 listings up this week, which is slow. So my goal is usually 75 to 100. And I will try to get back on track with that this week. But yeah, it's a little slow. So I mean,
Lady Luck Junk. Yeah, because she worked her butt off before we left. I mean, sure, but I also think sometimes you have a delayed effect. So you'll be like, man, it's not doing any listings hasn't affected my sales at all. And then like you'll notice a couple weeks later they drop. So I don't know, maybe you'll be lucky and you just will never really feel that.
Maybe not.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm feeling it this weekend. It's a little slow.
Yeah, it is pretty slow. All right, so let's get into it. And Jody says my death pile is about 150 pieces. Don't be like me.
That's actually
Jody,
not that bad.
That's nothing. I mean, I don't know. Are you?
He lists a lot. He lists a lot because I follow him on Instagram and I see how many items you're sending out every day. If you're sending out, 20 to 30 items every day, 150 item death pile is nothing.
And Jody, is this what you do full time? I mean, 150 items in my mind, if the amount of stuff that you have that's unlisted, if you didn't source at all, but you worked full time on listing and everything for, let's say 2-3 weeks, and you could bust all of that out and get it all listed, to me, that's not a death pile. Because honestly, you really don't want to be in a position where you have literally nothing to list and you have to go out and buy the stuff. I think that you should always have not a death pile, but you should at least try to have a couple weeks worth just in case. Like, what if you can't go sourcing? What if I
don't have a couple weeks worth, but I can close.
But it's nice. But what I'm saying is that ideally you would, because what if you have a week where you can't source, or what if you have a week where you do go source and you get nothing? Like you don't really want to have a situation where you can't list stuff. So I think it's better to have maybe 2 weeks.
Eric, do we want to get started on the show?
No!
We've spent 15 minutes cacking now, and this is already a 90-minute show.
It's 2:13, madam. Show your GD numbers. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, I'll go first, and then people can be like, wow, that's amazing what your numbers are. And then they'll see yours, and then they can say that again, but they'll forget how terrible mine were by comparison. You love me.
Keep saying that. I don't know who you're trying to convince.
All right. I know you do. All right, eBay. I don't know what, come on, focus. All right, eBay, 24 items going out. Etsy, 13. So I had a total of 37 outgoing orders. eBay, whew, that's some low numbers right there. Somehow I managed to make it over 1,000. And really only because of 2 particular items that I'll be showing today that I sold even allowed me to be over 1,000 this week, but a little over 1,000. Etsy, just over $726.88. So my total gross sales, $1,898.16. So just under 2,000. I mean, I would like to be able to be 2,000 or more every week, but hey, can't really do anything about it. All right, shipping, $97.80. Promotional fees between the 2 platforms, $111.22. My final value fees, eBay, $140.55, Etsy, $65.45. So my total costs are $414.99. And my cost of goods, $285. And my total net sales, $198. For some reason, suddenly I stopped being able to read backwards. $1,198.17. I did keep my average sale price on point where I like to have it at least $50 per item. So the gross is at least $50 per item, and my net is over $32 per item. So I'm happy with those numbers. I would like my overall sales to be a bit higher. What I would like
that's mostly vacation time, so that's actually not that bad.
It is. It's actually not that bad. So why don't you go ahead, and now you're going to make me look terrible.
Yeah, that's my
goal. Guys, everybody.
That's my goal in life.
No, I'm actually super excited. I love it when you have huge numbers.
All right, so exactly, you turned. Yeah, no. Jody said you turned $285 into $1,200 in your pocket. Exactly.
Honestly, though, I think it's more it's more about the fact that I think I've spent more on sourcing this week than I have in a really long time.
Yeah, so you're
like
feeling it.
Lower sales, and then I source like crazy. So whatever. It's all good, guys. I just like to be a big baby. It's fun. Go ahead.
All right. So eBay 57 sales, Etsy 8 sales for a total of 65. eBay, I did $2,585 and change. Etsy $521.
That's pretty good in your Etsy.
That's good for me for Etsy.
Because you usually don't have that much.
So my total sales for the last 7 days, $3,107 and change. That's a super good week for me, I have to say. I'm usually around 2,000 to 2,200 total.
Yeah, crazy.
So my shipping is real high. So shipping, the total amount of $3,107 does include my shipping, any shipping I charged, which I do charge on heavy items. My shipping costs were real high too. I had some super heavy items.
Mm-hmm.
So $490 in shipping, promoted listing fees of $121, eBay final value fees $310, Etsy fees $46.97. So my total costs were $968.49. So it's almost 1/3 of my amount there. So almost about 30%. Usually I operate around 28%. So that's a little high for me. My cost of goods, though, is right on target. It's usually under 10%. So cost of goods, $244 for a total net profit of $1,895 for 7 days. So that's
that's a pad your numbers there.
I know. I padded my numbers by what?
Maths.
Yeah, 21 cents. I had to turn it around.
It's 19 cents.
Oh yeah, I can't even see. Sorry. Yeah, 19 cents. So my average sale price was almost $48. So that's pretty good. That's where I like to be, around 45 to 50. And my net sales price was $29 and change.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Lori, do you include PayPal fees in your numbers? Yes, the PayPal fees are included in the total costs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spreadsheet that we use that has the formulas factored in.
Yep. And and no thanks to me, really. We finally, because we do our numbers in the title, where it's basically our cost of goods and then what our gross sales are, and we finally hit over 5,000 between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for selling a lot so that we could do that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, we try to include all the fees and stuff like that. Of course, that's only that doesn't include all the costs of doing business beyond that.
Right, that doesn't include, your
overhead.
Your overhead. That doesn't include your store subscription fee. That doesn't include, packing materials and all that kind of crap. All the stuff that you can write off and things like that. Obviously, these are not accounting numbers. These are just numbers that we're using to show you real numbers. Because obviously, there are far more write-offs on top of that you use as a business owner. But I think those are pretty good figures for gas, exactly, like Jody said, gas and mileage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So. The spreadsheet is available if you go into if you're in the Boss Facebook group and you ask for the spreadsheet, ask Teresa for the spreadsheet, she created it.
Yep, she'll send it to you for free because she's that kind of lady. Anyway, so those are our numbers for the week. Not too shabby. And I will say, I am super, super excited. I know some people hate listing. A lot of people hate listing. And it's not that I think it's so much fun or anything like that, but I definitely, if I don't list, I start to feel a little anxious. I hate having stuff unlisted. But when I have stuff that I'm really excited about, and this is why volume selling, somebody was saying that they do more volume than high priced items. This is why for me, I can't really do the whole volume thing. If I'm excited about the items that I'm listing, I want to list them. I just got done with doing all my pictures yesterday and all my measurements and everything. So I've got my little notebook is filled with stuff to list. And I'm super excited to list it because it's I just wanted to get it up there and get it sold. So,
So Susan Sanders had a question. What do you guys think about a garage sale next Saturday on Memorial Day weekend? Lots of people do garage sales on holiday weekends. I go to them on holiday weekends. I don't know how they do. I don't have a lot of garage sales. I've actually only had, I think, one since I've lived here. So I'm not sure how they do profitability wise on holiday weekends, but I always go to them on holiday weekends. So I would go for it.
I mean, they do well here. It's when Dorothy did hers a few weeks ago. I mean, she did over $1,000 that weekend, didn't she?
Yeah, she killed it.
Yeah.
I will, to be fair, Dorothy had a crap ton of stuff.
Yeah, you have
far more than most people do.
That's the thing. You go to a garage sale and it's they've got 10 items sitting out, and you're kind of
and she had great prices. Yeah. So she really was just trying to blow it out. She really did have great stuff. So most people do not have that kind of variety or volume at a garage sale.
Mm-hmm.
But Kara Cooper had a garage sale this weekend, and she only did it for 2 days, and she did better than I usually do at a garage sale. She sold a few $100 too. So
it really just depends, because for us, it's like, because of like kind of what our sale models are, doing all the work to set it up, taking a full day or 2 full days or 3 full days to do it, and selling things for pennies on the dollar. I mean, it's not for us, it's not worth our time.
I don't buy a lot of duds. Not to say that I don't make mistakes, but I don't buy a lot of duds. If it's not selling for me for what I want for it in my store by the time I've brought it down enough, I'd rather donate it than by the time I have a small enough pile to actually have a garage sale.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I wanted to say something. So 2 weeks and 1 day, 2 weeks and 1 day, 15 days from today, somebody's going to be here.
I know.
Somebody's going to be here. Somebody contacted us a couple days ago, and they're like, so what do you think about having a little visit beginning of June? And we were like, what? So we're pretty excited. We're pretty excited about it. Who's coming to visit us?
Lorna.
What's really exciting about that is she's coming for open in July. So actually, she had planned on coming here like a month or 2 ago. I don't remember what month it was exactly. And but for whatever reason, she wasn't able to put it all together. But now she's coming. She basically is just coming to source. She's coming like Monday through Friday at the beginning of June. And
we're gonna do a lot of sourcing and shopping.
Because the thing is, we talked about this before. We've talked about like traveling to source when we've had Lorna here before. Because the reality is, because she stays with us, because we're really good friends, she stays with us. It's like,
speaking of,
hey, Lorna, I'm just talking about you. Because she comes and stays with us, it really cuts like her costs down. And honestly, flying to Vegas from Washington, you're spending about as much as you would if you just traveled in your car a few hours to go do sourcing.
Her round trip flight was like under $200, and then she stays with us. So
crazy cheap.
And the reality is that where she lives on an island, and in Washington's state, and it's just a very, very, very small town, and she is very limited in her sourcing. So yeah, $100 ticket round trip. I mean, really.
Oh, geez.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, see, seriously. So it's like, even if, like we're talking about sometime soon going to Phoenix again, we'll drive there, we'll take the dogs with us. And yeah, for the most part,
stay in Teresa's.
we'll keep the cost down really low, but we still have to pay for gas. It still takes time. And so really it's pretty simple. So there are ways to very cheaply travel.
And Lorna's coming. She's taking a backpack and nothing else. She can do laundry while she's here. I have every toiletry known to man. She certainly doesn't need to bring anything with her, other than like a toothbrush and hairbrush, and that's about it. And I mean, really,
and she'll just ship everything that she buys. Like when we were in Oregon, we shipped 85 pounds, and it cost us what, like $75 or something like that. So, and she does a lot of books, so she can even do some of the stuff will be less if she gets books. She can send those separately in media mail. So really there's ways to get away from where you are and source. But anyway, you want to get into what our sales highlights are for the week? You're like, yeah.
We gotta hurry up.
Quit your
yapping.
Says who?
This is gonna be a 2-hour show, guys. Settle in, break out the popcorn.
Please tell
me
your feet up. How upset you are if this ends up being a 2-hour show. And go. Well, I guess you'll be upset. You'll be scared.
We do not do an Airbnb at our house.
No.
Actually, Airbnb is, well, not to say that it's not allowed in Las Vegas, but it's real strict in the Las Vegas and Henderson areas. And we don't own. You can't Airbnb a house that you rent by law.
I believe it has something to do with competing with the hotel industry here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It has something to do with it.
Because I know in a
I don't know exactly what the deal is, but yeah.
But I would imagine, because that's a huge.
You can't Airbnb a property that you rent, first of all.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Candace just busted out a $5 super chat. What? Just thank you so much for the correct info and keeping the promoted listings running long term. It's greatly helped my sales. That is awesome. Let's give you a little super chat. Super chat. She's super chatty. Yow. All right, you ready?
Awesome. I'm glad your sales are up. I'm glad it's helping you.
All right. See, look, Lori says not upset. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to start with you, my dear. What you got? What's this? What's going on?
Okay, so this actually, this just sold yesterday, and this was my own personal handbag.
Ooh.
So I bought this like 8 years ago, and I bought it at an outlet. And if I paid $120, I'd be shocked. And I carried it for a long time. And I sold it for $120. And obviously, I take really good care of my stuff. I even had the care tags and the price tag, and because I'm a reseller, so I hang on to crap because I know it'll add more.
Now,
if I have the information.
People have asked questions before about showing the price tag when you list something, and I will say, for one thing, I'm definitely going to show the price tag if I'm listing it for less than what the price tag says. So in this case, you listed it for a starting price $200. So you listed it for double of what the price tag says on it, which is awesome.
Half the price of what the price tag.
Sorry, you listed it for half. Whatever, we're in opposite land. You listed it for half of what that says. I think when you're talking about vintage stuff, like let's say you list something from 1980 and it has a price tag of $30, I don't see anything wrong with showing that price tag, even if you're charging $100. If I'm selling something current that's new and it has a price tag, I will tear the dollar amount off if I'm charging more than what the tag says.
Right. And here's the thing. The reason why, you can see actually it's 2010. So it was 9 years ago. So if you look at the top, fall 2010. So that's how old this is. So it's 8.5 years old.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you have something, first of all, for the most part, let me just preface this by saying most Coach bags are not worth reselling, especially if they're canvas or they're like the signature Coach bags. For the most part, they're not worth reselling, especially when you pick them up at Coach, at Goodwill or at Savers or at a thrift store or something like that. They're 10, 15, 20 bucks there. You can resell them for 30 to 40 max. The only ones that have a good resale value still are all leather bags, either vintage or all leather, and all leather. And the only reason why this one sold, and it took me a while, but is because it's a strange color and it's a good bag and all that kind of stuff.
Now, occasionally they'll do like limited collaborations with like other brands like Disney or
and then that's
whatever.
Different. So, but for the most part, Coach has kind of like, I've said this before about certain brands. Coach has kind of jumped the shark. Coach was fantastically huge 10 years ago. It's not as big now. So a lot of people are like, oh, is it faked? Is it this or that? Yes, of course, there are plenty of fake Coach bags. Most of the fake Coach bags are really obviously faked. If you can't tell the difference on a fake Coach bag, you should not be selling handbags for the most part. But
so Sunny wants to know about store levels. Does having a higher paying store get more exposure than a lower paying store? Only reason I'm asking is because I'm never able to see t-shirts or goods listed. I'm not really. I don't think so.
I really don't think so, Sunny. I think I've never heard any such thing. I can't imagine that it would. The only thing that you're doing is you're paying to not have as many fees with your everyday listings.
Yeah, I don't think that it bumps.
I don't think it has anything to do with your searching.
No. All right. So the next ones I'm going to show now. I mentioned something about having to ship these. I can't remember what day it was. Anyway, and Laura Franzica was like, "Wait, what? Katie's selling hard goods now?" Because I said something about shipping posters. So these are these limited edition screen prints, hand numbered screen prints of these posters. And the reason I got them is just they come from this website where I buy vinyl soundtracks to sell and for myself. And so I just thought it would be fun to buy some of these posters. But to be honest, I mean, it's not really something that you can call a bolo because for one thing, they limit it. You can only buy one poster. You can't go on there and be like, I'm buying 10, because it's like literally there were only 150 of these and they sell out in minutes. So you have to be there. They don't announce ahead of time what time that they're going to be selling them. You have to be there and they sell out within 2 minutes. Like you have to basically be getting Twitter alerts because that's where they announce it. And then they're gone immediately, especially the variants. So it's just kind of something more fun for me because you have to like pay out for them too. Like these were, I basically paid, I got 3 of them all together and because there were variants. And so I paid like $70 a piece, including shipping. And then you have to wait for like what? It was like a month and a half, almost 2 months before I got them.
2 months at least.
Yeah. So you not only do you have to shell out the money, then you got to wait a month or 2 before you could even list them, even though some people do like pre-orders, which I think is weird. But anyway, it's fun. It's just a fun thing I tried out. And you know what? This week, I sold each of these for a little over 150 bucks a piece. So it was like, it gave me an extra $300 for the week. So I listed them and the next day they both sold. So yeah, but again, I paid $70 a piece for these posters. Like one was 50, the other one was 75, and then I have a third one that hasn't sold yet that I paid 75 for. So I paid up. So I didn't make a ton of money, but I definitely made some money. It's just more of a fun thing. And the thing is, like, what takes me 2 seconds to list these? I just take the picture from the website, I list it. I don't have to take any pictures. I don't really have to do anything. So it takes 2 seconds. So yeah, so it's just kind of a fun little thing that I've been doing. But again, not really something you can turn a whole business into, because you can only buy them. And you have to know if it's going to be something that people are going to want so much that they're willing to pay double for.
Right, and it's not
all of them.
You don't necessarily want to risk 50 or 70 bucks on a maybe.
No, so you
don't know. You have to have a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
Susie Beach, I have to say, proletarian, good word. That's your good $5 word for the day. I love a woman with a good brain. I have to say, I love big words. I'm a reader, so I tend to dumb it down sometimes for people, because I've been accused of using.
Allison?
I know.
Doom, Gina.
I've been accused of using big words before and in conversation, and it doesn't go over that well. So
that's pretty funny. All right, next one for you.
Okay, so I showed this guy on a haul video quite a while ago. I think I've had this for at least 6 or 8 months, and it took a while to sell, but I think I paid $2 or $3 for it, and I took an offer for $120.
He's so cute.
For a little stuffed animal.
I think he's cute.
He is cute.
All right. They're talking about food over there. Something about s'mores.
Candace says, I just discovered s'mores Oreos. I'm in love and fat.
That's fine. All right. Next one for me. So this is actually a threefer. So if you guys remember, Zia Records here, they had, I think it was Dana had shared a tweet. Yeah, she's in the chat. They had posted on Facebook, this is like a month or two ago, that somebody had basically just brought in a ton of metal t-shirts. And so she tagged me and she was like, hey, you should go check these out. So the next day I went down there, I ended up buying like 16 shirts. I actually think I only have maybe 2 left of all the ones that I bought.
Yeah,
they had them all priced at $8.99. So I bought like 16 of them. And the thing is, like, none of them were 90s. Well, there might have been 1 or 2 that maybe were 90s. They were almost all early 2000s. A lot of them had the sleeves cut off. But I have sold almost all of them. I think the lowest price I've sold any of them for is $40. So I sold this one for $40 because there actually are a few other ones out there, but it's just a Gigi Allen t-shirt. I sold the other 2.
You know why I have to say there's a Gigi Allen documentary on Netflix that is coming up as suggested. That is has a bit of a resurgence on Netflix. So I'm assuming that is some of the reason why those shirts have sold recently.
Maybe so. So this one was I priced a little bit lower than the other 2 I had, because there's other ones available, but I sold it. I took an offer for $40. The other 2 I think I sold like combined like for $110 or $115. So yeah, cut off sleeves and all. And then this Cannibal Corpse t-shirt, I took an offer for $50. And then the Slayer t-shirt. Now this one, it's not, again, a lot of these, they're not even more than 20 years old. This one's from 2004 tour. The sleeves are cut off, but it's got the classic, I think this is the Seasons in the Abyss cover. But seriously, I sold this for that price, $69.99, and I actually have one more, so I have the other one listed now. But I had 2 of the same shirt, both with cut off sleeves, $70, guys. So that turned out, Dana, to be a really good purchase for me. Because I've made a lot on just those 16 t-shirts.
You did.
All right, next one for you.
Okay, so these I sold for $70. I took an offer for 70, not 80. And I purchased these at a garage sale. I paid $10 for these at a garage sale, which is a lot to pay for a pair of shoes at a garage sale usually.
Hold on a second. Jody has a 1994 Slayer t-shirt. Is it worth? Yeah, when you say 70 plus, it's probably worth a lot more than 70 plus. I mean, it depends on, I don't know what shirt it is, but 94, I mean, it's Slayer. And if it's actually vintage.
If it's a real 94, that one was not 94. That was a reprint of a 94.
No, it was not. It was from 2004 tour. Although I did sell a reprint of a 1991 Slayer shirt that was a reprint. And I believe I had that in one of our shows recently. I think I sold that one for $60 for a reprint, Jody. So a legit 1994 Slayer t-shirt, you should be able to get well over 70. So for sure.
Can we get back to me now?
Yeah.
Jody,
do you hear that, Jody? Come on. All right, go ahead.
I'm talking for 4 seconds on each of my sales, and you're going for 20 minutes.
Send us pictures. I want to see. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I didn't really don't have anything else to say about this one. I paid 10. They sold for 70. Don't ever turn away Doc Martens, especially steel toe Doc Martens.
Jody's apologizing to you in a very Canadian manner. All right, so now I have a twofer. I have these awesome NASA space travel space camp t-shirts that I got at Buffalo Exchange. I believe I paid like $12. I think you were there when I got these. I think I paid about $12 a piece for them. I actually sold them to the same person because like one of them popped up for sale, or one of them popped up as sold for $48.99, and then like 2 minutes later the other one was sold for $48.99. So somebody basically paid $100 for two space travel t-shirts. But yeah, $12 a piece for them turned them into almost $50. So you know, if you know what you're doing, it definitely pays and can pay to pay up a little bit.
This was a good sale. I picked this one up. I waited for a long time on this one. I picked this up at a garage sale last summer, so I sat on this for almost 10 months.
By the way, I just gotta say,
here we go.
Cheryl is a brown noser, and she wants you to know.
Here we go again. Thank you. Thank you for interrupting me.
You're welcome. Again. She wants you to know she's listening. Okay, go ahead. Cheryl's listening. Go ahead. Cheryl's listening. Cheryl's listening right now. Go ahead. Right there. She's listening. You guys.
Are you quite done? Jesus. Would you like to do the show by yourself?
Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, wait. What was the face you were making? But Cheryl, she's listening. Cheryl's listening.
Would you like to do the show by yourself? I literally have not gotten a sentence out yet without this bitch interrupting me.
It's so rude.
I don't think I'm the rude one. Anyway, can I go now?
I'm waiting. A lot of awkward silence here.
I had this listed for 10 months. I bought it at a garage sale last summer. I paid $1. And it sold the other day for what you see there for $174.97. I knew it would sell. It was going to take a bit, but I knew it would sell because there were not very many of them.
Can we talk about the ridiculous Super Bowl jersey that Dana just picked up? And then she sent me pictures of it mocking me. I think it was from like 1994 or something like that. Anyway, all right, so this one, now I'm heading on over to Etsy because most of my eBay sales were lame. So let's look at this. This is just a vintage t-shirt, Miller Light Beer. We're having a party, but this is actually for the Special Olympics. It's a dead stock t-shirt. So we're going to go ahead, and I don't think they're ever going to like give us back the prices that stuff sold for on Etsy. I don't know whatever happened to it, but luckily we've got flippertools.com, which you can use to check out Etsy sold prices for free, as well as best offer sold prices on eBay. And so we're going to go ahead and check this out. And I sold it for $47.99, guys. Not too shabby. I would be happy to sell t-shirts for $50 all day long.
I can't sell my t-shirts for crap.
Oh. Well, hold on a second, guys. I'm going to stop the screen share for a second. What's funny is before we got together, you weren't like super into t-shirts at all, and you still aren't necessarily super into t-shirts. But I don't think you sold something recently, and you were like, now that you've been like kind of doing more t-shirts or noticing like what I sell, you were kind of kicking yourself.
Oh yeah, I had something listed for like 2.5 years. It was a lot of vintage racing t-shirts, but it wasn't just the vintage t-shirts. It had it had plaques and a couple of other things. So I had listed it as a vintage racing lot.
But there was like 80s, right?
Yeah, it was early 80s. And I probably should have separated everything out, and that's probably why it didn't sell. And it was just in my store for a long time, and I didn't pay anything for it, so I had nothing invested in it. It just sold the other day for like $35, but it had 3 early 80s racing t-shirts that probably could have sold for $50 a piece.
But like motorcycle racing, right?
Yeah, motocross.
Guys, 3. It hurts my heart.
Yeah.
I was looking at him like, you had these this whole time, and she was like, she had just been thinking about ending them, and you were gonna like
because they weren't with my t-shirts,
right?
They were with a lot because it had like patches
Yeah.
and then a couple of other things with it, and like a plaque from a guy that actually raced in the race, and like yeah.
But that's one of those things where it's like as you gain knowledge, you look back at stuff that you like. You probably thought that was like a brilliant idea to put it together in this like lot, and now you're like, what was I even thinking?
Yeah,
because they were like, they should have. I literally,
it's one of those things. Someone said I literally touched them this last week because they were buried on a shelf somewhere in my inventory, and I went, oh, I really should end that listing and rework that. And so they sold. Yeah, because they weren't in the t-shirt category. They were listed in a lot somewhere. I couldn't even tell you what the hell category because I had them for like 3 years.
I didn't know she had them, Cheryl, until she was packing them up to ship them, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
They were by far my oldest listing, and they were so cool. Forgotten about.
But they weren't in a t-shirt lot, or they weren't in a t-shirt listing. So anyway, let's go back to Sherry again.
Nobody found them.
Yeah. All right.
Probably why they were sitting there.
Yep.
Anyway. So I took an offer on this and sold it for $220. I had purchased this for $20 at a garage sale, about 2 months ago, maybe. Buyer did pay shipping, and they paid $49.95. It did cost about $35 to ship.
Nice.
So I did make a little bit on the shipping as well.
Not too shabby. Hip flipping mama, thrifty adventures.
We got everybody in the house.
What kind of accent is that?
I don't know.
That was horrifying. Horrifying.
that was
almost as bad as my accents. Anyway, all right. So my next one is this Arnold Palmer cardigan sweater. Man, guys, I cannot say this enough. Cardigan sweaters do really well. They don't necessarily go super, super fast, but especially these Arnold Palmer ones. Vintage Arnold Palmer they do really, really well. And so let me see. I don't remember exactly how much this one sold for, but I'm gonna go ahead and check over here. And bam, $70 for a cardigan sweater.
Wow.
Yeah, these Arnold Palmer ones are really good. But yeah, just these.
Another thing, like the Dickie shirts, can't give them away.
Yeah.
She sells every darn one. Every darn one of her Arnold Palmer sweaters, they sit in my store. Every darn one of her Dickies jackets, she sells for like $75. I can't give them away at $30. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. But
dang nabbit. I don't know.
I'm not buying either one anymore. I'm just going to hand them to her.
Okay, I'll take them. Next one for you.
So this was a good one. This, I took an offer for $190. I purchased this at the Hoarder House before Dorothy bought the contents of the house. We actually went to the house and all of us were able to pick a little bit, and we purchased, I think I purchased maybe like 10 or 15 items and for $250. And this was one of them. I paid $15 in the breakdown for these, and I sold them I took an offer for $190. And the buyer paid $29.95 shipping. And the reason why I was able to take the $190 offer is because these were shipping to California. So I actually only paid $15 shipping.
Laura's bummed she didn't get them.
Yeah. So these actually,
she's a huge,
she does a lot of Disney. So I was super psyched. They didn't disappoint. They took less than a month to sell. So I've more than made my money back on that house already, what I purchased, and still selling.
Yep, pretty much.
So Vasquez Vintage says, I enjoy seeing your sold listings on Instagram. Thank you. I try to list one every couple of days on Instagram.
Yeah, Jody, we're definitely showing like the stuff that we think is the most exciting as far as what we've sold. But I mean, that's part of why we show all of our numbers, so you still get a good idea. Like for instance, all the stuff that Vicky's showing today, most of it went for like $150, $200, but you see her average sale price is like 41, 42. So it's definitely, these are the things that kind of keep that average high, which is the same for me. It's like I'll sell a lot of t-shirts for $25, $30, $40, but then I have those high priced items that bring my average up to 50.
Yeah, and I absolutely sell things for $30 and $40 and $25 too all day long. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we have bread and butter items too, and that's just the higher priced items are what brings the average sale price up higher.
But again, guys, we link our stores down below. So anytime, we're going to show you the fun stuff here, but if you want to just get a better idea of the kind of things that we're selling and for what price, the prices that we're selling.
We don't hide our stores. You can see everything.
You can see every single thing that sells out of both of our stores, or I guess all 4 of our stores, between 2 eBay stores and 2 Etsy stores. So you can see everything. All right. Speaking.
Susie Beach says the poor woman sitting in heaven listening to you refer to her home as the hoarder house and cringing on her cloud. You know what? I hope not.
Nobody cringes
Rose,
in heaven.
Poor Rose. I'm thinking that if she is, I hope she's realizing that people didn't just throw her things away and they value them. That even if we didn't buy them for ourselves, somebody is enjoying her items that she enjoyed as well.
Absolutely. All right. So speaking of Dickies, you know what? I think the majority of my Dickies stuff sells on Etsy. Some of it sells on eBay. Like I sold that one jacket to Australia recently, but these sold. They weren't the same day, were they? Or was they? They might have been
like within 24 hours.
So this one sold on the 17th. Okay, so this is I call it rockabilly kind of two-tone mechanic jacket. And I think a lot of these keywords are really important, but I'm assuming you use rockabilly in yours, don't you, for these particular jackets? So this one sold to the UK. I was trying to remember what country. This one sold to the UK, and let's see what it sold it for. $70. So they paid $70 plus I think $23.50 to have it shipped because it was just under 2 pounds. And so I mean I think I maybe paid anywhere from $5 to $8 for this because I wouldn't have paid over $10 for a Dickies jacket. But yeah, $70. And I showed it to you and I was like, I sold one. Because yeah, you can't, for some reason they won't move out of your store.
I sold one this week, but I think it was like for $40.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like a cool one because it's like the two-tone
with free shipping. Look. I mean, I maybe made a $20 profit on it. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you got
here? This also came out of the hoarder house, and I didn't pay anything for it. I think Katie paid $1.
Yeah, I paid $1 for all of it.
I've sold. I've had. I think I had 11 or 12 raisins T-shirts, and I'm down to 1. I have sold almost all of them. For the least amount was for $40.
Yep. Oh, Laura says she's been upping her Etsy game. Yeah, Laura, I've been seeing because you've been showing your numbers a lot in your Facebook group, and you're definitely making it happen. Like your numbers are pretty good just for eBay.
Yeah, you know what, Laura, I've been watching your numbers going up too. You're killing it.
That's awesome.
And she's got 2 small kids at home.
Yeah, I don't even know. I cannot fathom how you're able to, because I think from what I've seen, you're grossing like around $6,000 to $7,000 a month on eBay, which is no small potatoes for anybody, and especially when you have 2 little kids at home. Like that's ridiculous. I don't even know how you do it. But all right, so you want to see what this? Do you know what this one sold for? Or we'll put it on here.
So, and this one sold international, so they also paid $23.50 for shipping.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm telling you guys, international is where it's at.
Yeah, and I don't understand. And here's the thing: if you look at solds on eBay, I'm telling you, look up California Raisins T-shirt on eBay.
The comps are horrible.
The comps are terrible. People sell them for $20, $22, whatever. I haven't sold a single one for under $40. And here's the deal: price them high because they're still going to sell. I've sold all of them within the last 2 months, except for one. I've sold 10 of them.
I haven't sold my one yet that you let me have at a pure pity.
They sell. They just do. So don't knock them. I think they're dumb. I wouldn't wear one if you paid me.
I think they're fun. I mean, I wouldn't wear one myself, but I don't know.
But they sell. I don't know why people like the California raisin stuff. I sold a whole lot of California raisins collectible things that I pulled out of that house too. It's just little smalls for $40.
Susie says they look like dancing poops.
They kind of do. They kind of do.
Anyway, did you see what Allison said? Rose cannot fit on her cloud, too much stuff. I heard she has to stay on St. Peter's couch.
And hey, Justin Packman in the house.
What? Did you say somebody was in the house?
In his house.
Oh,
that's better, right?
Somehow you improved. Oh man, guys. So look, it was on the same day. So the same day that I sold another Dickies jacket, because earlier I was like, oh, look, I sold a Dickies jacket. And she's like, ugh. It's kind of like when I show her that Allison has bought yet another Pendleton board shirt. She starts cussing and kicking things. But I sold that first Dickies jacket, and then like a few hours later, I'm like, what? Another one? So this sold on the same day, and this is just a plain black one. I don't think it sold for as much because I don't think I would have listed it as high. Whoops, I just messed that up. Hold on a second. Let me reload this page. Anyway, so let's see what this one sold for. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, $60. So the other one sold for 70. This one sold for 60, and this one I haven't shipped it out yet because it just sold this weekend, or it sold. I think that was Friday afternoon. This one is going to, I believe, Germany. So both of them went international.
Ridiculous.
Both of them. So I'm telling you, these Dickies jackets. I don't know. I would say 2 out of 3 times, 7 out of 10 times, maybe. They're selling on Etsy for me. So Etsy really is a good platform for them.
You know, 2 out of 3 and 7 out of 10 are pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just saying.
Which point?
No point.
Okay, irregardless.
Really? I will stab you right in the eyeball.
Right in the eyeball. That's so rude.
Right in the eyeball, irregardless.
Did you know?
Stop it. That's not a word.
Did you know it actually is a word now?
Because too many idiots said it over and over again, and now that somebody
That's
put
how
it in the
language
dictionary.
works. That's how language works.
Evolution of idiocracy.
Nah. Anyway, it's kind of like there's that one word where it's like there's 2 different ways to say it that sound like they're the opposite, but they actually both mean the same thing. I can't remember what it is. Maybe someday I'll remember it. I'll bring it up again. But anyway, what's up, guys? What's happening? Yeah, now I need to buy some Dickies from Vicky. Pretty much, she'll just never get them again. So yeah, the dope's got it in the dictionary. I mean, that is how language works. I'm sure there's lots of words that we use.
Yeah, Lisa said, yep, just like ain't is in the dictionary.
I'm sure there's like lots of words that you even use now that you have no idea once upon a time had old-timey people like you going
old-timey.
Yeah, like in the 1800s, and they were like,
old-timey.
The nerve of that woman
to say that. I think she just called me old again.
No, I did not. I said old-timey versions of you from 100, 200 years ago. Because that's how language changes over time. I remember let's see, it would have been in like 2002, 2003. I was hanging out with my friend, and it was like when texting first started to like really become a lot more like a normal thing, like 2002. And she said something about, she's like, yeah, I texted. And then she's like, texted, is that a word? It sounded so weird because it wasn't a word that you used regularly. Now it's just like, that's just texted. It's a past tense of texting some way.
Apparently, Greg, I was born in 1893. That's how old I am. Yes.
I said
Drummer's here.
Old-timey version of you, okay? Yep.
Jeez. Susie, see, we are getting more stupider.
We are.
It's true.
No, it's just the evolution of language. It happens, guys. It happens. Have you ever read like an old-timey English book and you're like,
why do you keep saying old-timey?
Because I'm saying, like, if you read like a novel from like the 1800s or the 1700s, it's like, man, these people, the way they spoke was so bizarre. And it's like, if they were around us and around you, they'd be like, what in the hell is this? Or they'd be like, what in the hell is this woman?
Oh my God, stop. Just stop.
What art thou, woman, speak a thing about? No.
Just stop now, please. Get some stuff. Haul your stuff.
Okay. So here's the deal, guys. She asked me this week because she was like, so are you going sourcing on Thursday? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, really? Because we had just gotten back from our trip. But it's not like I really got that much stuff while we were on our trip. So I'd still to go out on Thursday. But this week, I've got the stuff that we got while we were away. I'm not showing you that because we showed that on our haul last week. But of everything I was taking pictures of for this week, I had to take pictures of stuff from last week. I have my box that I get now every week from my guy who's in Pennsylvania. I get that every week. So I have that box of stuff. I did another bulk buy online. And yes, somebody asked, I think Lisa asked if I ever did a live haul. I did. When you do a live video on Instagram, your only option is to save it in your stories, and then it stays there for 24 hours and then it goes away. So I did do it, but it's not available to watch anymore. But it was pretty much a dud. I had that. I did I bought some stuff off of Mercari. I went crazy. Savers was like hitting like crazy on Thursday. And then I traded a bunch of stuff at Buffalo Exchange and like pretty much, I think, bought everything that was in their store, I feel like. So I got like tons of stuff from all different places. And then I thought I was done for the week. And then Barry was like, oh, since we messaged Instagram, he's like, oh, I've got a bulk lot. I'm going to let you have first dibs on. I'm like, I don't need it. I already spent too much. But then he dangled some candy in front of my eyeballs. And
some thrift candy.
And bam, I ended up buying a lot from him. So anyway, one heck of a thrifter. What? She says she just joined Etsy because of us. You know what? Because I know, listen, I follow her on Instagram. She finds a lot of really cool vintage streetwear stuff. I know she doesn't do eBay because she's scared of it. It shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
But I told her she got to at least do Etsy because Etsy is great for men's streetwear, thrifted or vintage streetwear.
Yep, Susie, she is still talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Just hit mute. Can you mute your
Susie's so rude. Susie, you're so rude. I can't wait to see Susie in person so I can tell her, listen, biatch.
Is that Susie? Is it
step
Susie,
off?
Is it Susie Biatch?
Yeah. Susie, biatch, step off, biatch. Well, that one got you gig a little snorty. All right. Oh, Allison said she was reading Laura Ingalls Wilder to the twins, and she hadn't remembered all the derogatory native references, and she had to stop reading. Yeah, they're probably a little young to understand some of the context.
You know what? I think I was reading those. I still have my original box set of those books that I was reading when I was about their age. That was one of my favorite books when I was their age. I don't remember them either. I don't remember the derogatory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably why they tried to get them banned fairly recently.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, that and probably like Huck Finn, the Tom Sawyer books. Those books, it's a little bit.
Yeah, it is now, but it wasn't at the time. You teach people certain things. It doesn't have anything to do with reading something that's historical.
I understand that to a degree, but then there were also some people at the time that were like, "Hey guys, maybe you should knock it off because this is a little left up." I think that's what they said. Some of them.
All right, let's get started on the haul.
What do you got? Show us what you got.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, I don't have a lot of hard goods or non-clothing items. So I'm going to show you a few things that I picked up. For some reason, this is the week of the fanny pack for me. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I paid $3, $2 or $3 for each of these, and I got some sweet vintage fanny packs. Look at this. Look at that. Laser Sport. And some neon.
Pretty cool.
$3 a piece. If you can find vintage fanny packs, even the newer ones, depends on who makes them, but this will probably sell for about $30. And not a huge seller, but they sell pretty quickly. And $2 or $3 a piece into $30, I'll do that all day long. It's super easy to list, easy to ship.
Yeah. They're super, super popular right now. And not ironically. Like 10 years ago, they were popular with hipsters, ironically. And now they're just back.
Now they're everywhere.
Now they're back in fashion.
Now they're everywhere.
Not these ones necessarily in particular, but they're very fashionable again in like the streetwear community. So
Susie's pretty confident. She says, when you meet me, you're going to wonder how you ever survived before. BS equals before Susie. I love it.
Yay!
Okay, so this is another one I got. Not quite vintage, but I'll probably go vintagey on it anyway. So it's 2001 Sonic games. The Dr. Pepper.
You know what though? When I list stuff like that, I usually will say in the title, it'll say vintage 2001 because it's like I'm acknowledging the actual year it came from. But I mean, come on, it's 18 years. It's pretty close to vintage.
This one I don't think is vintage, but this one is okay. So Chiba Chews. This is like 420 kind of thing. So 420 friendly. This is on the bigger side. So this one will actually. I think this one will actually sell for a little bit more. I think I might put this one up for about 40 or 50.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't do any garage sales, and the hard goods were real lacking at the two savers I hit this week. I did not source a ton this week, so I apologize. I didn't really find anything worth showing.
Cheryl, can you remind us why you have to miss open?
Because she's a poop head.
Why?
I don't know.
Just come on. You don't even need to get a ticket. Just come hang out. There's gonna be there's actually a surprising number of people who are traveling here just to hang out and didn't even buy a ticket. So just saying.
This I think is vintage, but I'm not entirely sure. It's got kind of a musty smell to it, but it's new, old stock.
Is that how you decide?
No, by the tag, made in Mexico, actually was how I was going by it. But this is
Dave Ramsey won't let her.
So this is it. It's just like a satchel. I paid $2 for this. I think I'll probably list this for like 40 or so.
Mm-hmm. Let me see it.
Yeah, no, the Chiba shoes. I just did a quick look, and I think this is
Why does it look like that? Like a 2? That's kind of. I was just looking as Jody said. Guess with a 22.
Oh,
that's kind of fun, interesting.
Well, maybe it's I just noticed
too.
it just now. Is it bootleg?
No, I don't necessarily think so, but I don't know. Maybe we're just I don't know.
Who knows?
I think it's awesome though. One heck of a thrifter likes it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm listing it anyway. I don't know what the hell it is. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah. So I just did bags. You do a few things.
Yeah. Okay, I will. All right, so I kind of have my stuff divided up into 3 groups. I got sweatshirts, jackets, and then t-shirts. So I just got, I didn't get any sweatshirts that were like mind-blowing or anything like that, but between like the bulk buys I did and Buffalo Exchange, I just have like a decent number of vintage sports sweatshirts. So obviously Dallas Cowboys, 90s. I got this at Buffalo Exchange. I also got this one at Buffalo Exchange, and I love how it kind of has like a wraparound print. It's sort of like an all-over print, but like it wraps around the back of the dolphin there, Miami Dolphins.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool one. I've got this really awesome Chicago Bulls sweatshirt. Now, this brand, this is a 90s, vintage 90s. This brand, Nutmeg, I believe it's somehow, is it the same company as Lee Sport?
I think it's related
because
somehow.
Sometimes they have I've seen stuff where they have both brands on them. Mm-hmm. So again, this is like one of those, what people would say like cheaper sportswear brands they've sold at like Kmart and stuff like that. And so some people kind of poo-poo them, like it's not worth picking up. But really, guys, it's really about the graphics. And I think this is a really cool Chicago Bulls sweatshirt. So I should easily be able to sell this for like $50. No problem. So I don't really care that, I don't, whatever. BB's Deals, $19.99. What? Wow. Super chat, thank you so much. You've helped us this last year. I've been trying to get this cash to you for a while now, but I am tech impaired. Oh, I like you. You got like a funny little, it's like not quite a smiley face. It's like kind of got the Charlie Brown mouth.
Sideways.
When Charlie Brown is like, I can't do it. I can't make my lips do that. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We love hearing from people that say that watching us or following us or being in the
actually helps.
Actually has like an
We're
impact.
Not just talking to hear ourselves talk.
Well, speak for yourself. But anyway, thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate that. But we love getting feedback from people, and we love to hear when somebody has taken things that we talk about and implemented them in their businesses, or followed the listing challenges in the Facebook group, and it's had like an actual impact on their sales, because it makes me feel pretty good. That's
exactly the reason why we do this. It's the reason why we work in the in Teresa's group and share in the Boss Facebook group. The reason why we do these Facebook these YouTube shows is to help our fellow sellers be better sellers and make more money and do better and be better at it. And hopefully that you guys all, not just for the entertainment factor, but that you guys all get something out of this. So I love hearing that from people that, their sales are up, or they did this and they made their first international sale on their own, or I love hearing this feedback. That just reinforces what we're doing. And yeah, so thank you
for sure. So thank you so much. It's awesome. Okay. And then I have, I think this is I think I just had a few. So this sweatshirt I think is awesome, because this one is like in brand new. Speaking of, again, Washington Redskins, can't list this on Etsy, but this one's from 1987. This sweatshirt, it's like really thin and soft, but it's like in brand new condition. I will say the back had some stains up here, some dark stains, but it washed right out. You can't see them at all, and I'm not seeing them in the camera, and usually that's when you go, ooh, let's see a spot there. So it washed right out. This, I swear, it looks like it's almost brand new. There's a little bit of cracking in the art, but it's like in really, really nice condition. But one of the reasons I wanted to show this one is because I went to take pictures and I realized it actually I'm like, oh man, there's like a big hole right there. But what I love about when I see a hole like this is going to be so easy to repair, because it's like right on the seam. And if
Are you going to sew?
Yeah, I've done it. I do it all the time. I do. I don't sit there and go, hey babe, watch me sew. and stare at you into your eyes while I do it. I do it while I'm working. You're like in the other room. Anyway, when it's something simple like this, because look, it's right on the seam. So this is going to be actually.
Well, that is an easy one, yeah.
Right. So that's what I love about when I see one like this, because I just had one like weeks ago that was on the collar, because you just pull that together and sew it, and then it's going to look brand new on the outside. So it's actually really easy to do repairs like this, because it's not like a hole in the middle of the material, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's it for my sweatshirt.
So Wendy asked, how come you can't list it on Etsy? It's because the word Redskins is considered a derogatory term.
They have certain words that they won't allow.
Yeah, and even though that is technically still the name of the team, they don't want you to use the name. So
just try to go search it on Etsy. You won't find a single item listed for that team.
So
Lisa says that we have helped her so much. She's only been selling for 5 months. Wow. But have daily sales thanks to our advice. That's awesome.
And Susie, just so you know, Cheryl's not just tooting her own horn. She is a lot of fun. We love Cheryl. And I'm sad that you're not coming to open, because I'm going to miss you, my friend.
Oh, there's Alexa. Speaking of people who are, well, no, Alexis, did you actually get an open ticket? Or are you one of the renegades that are just showing up?
I believe she's a renegade.
Yeah. So there's a number of people that are coming that were like, meh, we don't need to buy the ticket, because they have the most fun just like basically hanging out with everybody else. So
Jill, I'm sure you could just say Washington football.
I mean, it can get reported. Whatever. I mean, I don't know how much stuff you have to get pulled on Etsy before you get into trouble.
Well, I don't know if you just can't use the word.
I have no idea.
Or if you can't, I don't know what their rule is for sure. So I actually don't know.
There might be a list of words you can't use on eBay, I'm sure, or Etsy. I'm sure somebody has it.
So the only other thing that I purchased that were
Allison said you can list it on Laura Ingalls Wilder's site. That's terrible. It's horrible.
Bad.
Horrible.
Funny, but bad.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So before we get reported for being racist or something horrible, no, that's not a nice joke.
Thanks, Mom.
Anyway, so the only other thing that I picked up, actually, and it is something I pick up if I can get them inexpensively enough, is I bought a bunch of puzzles this week. And I don't buy a lot of puzzles, and here's why. I'm not putting them together. People are going to ask, do you put them all together? Do you count all the pieces? No, I don't. And here's why. If I'm buying a 1,500 piece puzzle, I am not taking 6 hours out of my life to put together a puzzle unless the thing is worth $300. My time is worth more than that. I'm going to list it as complete. I'm going to eyeball it. If it looks like it's got a lot of the pieces in it, I'm going to list it as complete. If a buyer contacts me and tells me that they got it and it's missing pieces, I'm going to give them a refund, no questions asked. It has never happened. If it were, I would take care of it. That's it. That's how I handle it.
Lady Luck Drunk wants to know, how will we find you at open? Just keep your ears open for loud, exasperated sighs.
How will you find us at open? Look for the hair.
Or listen for the size.
Look for the hair. Yeah. So one of the ones that I picked up, this is actually a tip that I got from Lorna. I would not have picked this up before. I don't usually pick up kids puzzles in general because kids puzzles don't have a great resale value. But apparently these Disney signature puzzles, and I believe it was Lorna that told me about these. This I paid, it was 25% off, so it was $2.99 minus 25% off. These sell for about $40. Wow. And super easy to ship because it's small. So I picked this one up, not a problem. And I'll sell it,
awesome.
for $40. Yeah, you'll hear the sounds of my eyes rolling.
That's true. It's true.
So that one, that was a good puzzle that I picked up. The other thing that I like to pick up is vintage Springbok. So Springbok is a brand that you've all seen. I'm sure you've all seen it, whether you sell puzzles or not. It's a brand that is made by Hallmark. And the vintage ones sell really well. If you get them, if they're round, they sell even better. But just the vintage ones in general sell pretty well. Like I picked up a bunch of, this is one like all parrots. Again, you're only investing $1 or $2. So if you're willing to take that risk and ship it to a customer and like I said, if it's not complete for some reason, it's not complete.
Are you showing my favorite yet?
Not yet. The more complicated the pattern, the better. Someone must have just dumped off all their old ones. They were $2 a piece again. So, and yes, I do sell a lot of board games too, Sunny. This one is always a good seller. The Times Square puzzle. This one always sells for $30 or $40 if you can find the vintage Times Square puzzle. Because this one is from the 1968. So that's what Times Square looked like in 1968. That's why people really like it, because it doesn't look like that anymore.
It's also Susie Beach. It's also a Springbok. Isn't it also a rugby team?
I don't know.
I think it is.
And you're right. Actually, Katie is fairly quiet in person, unless she knows you really well. She is nowhere near as on in person as she is on the show.
Unless I'm speaking in front of
if we're in a crowd of people, you are much more likely to hear my voice than hers, because this is pretty much what I'm like. I talk more than she does.
Yes. So, I mean, if we're like when we did the meetup last week and we stood up in front and we're talking and everything like that, I'm just like I am right here. So it really has more to do with, I don't know, performing or whatever, my drama background,
I guess.
But when it's one-on-one or it's more social, it takes me a little while to warm up to people and kind of get to where I'm gonna. But in real life, I actually am as loud and obnoxious. But it's just when you are first meeting me, you'll probably think I'm more quiet than you would expect. This is my favorite thing of the week.
This is Katie's favorite thing of the week. Again, it was $2. And 25% off, so $1.50, whatever. $1.75. Another vintage Springbok. Can we see who's there?
Hands down, finger up. My favorite find of the week.
So this one, if it's complete, and this is one that I'm actually going to have her complete because this is a higher priced one. The rest of them are going to sell for 30 or 40 bucks. This one sells for, it can sell for as high as 80, 80, sometimes even higher, depending on how many there are available. There are not that many available considering, and most of them are not complete. So
I'm trying to get her to let me wait until Lorna's here, because Lorna likes to do puzzles, and so that we can do it while she's here. But apparently it's going to get in the way of her listing flow.
We'll see. But this one I'm going to have her put together. So that's her favorite find. And again, I didn't pay much for these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puzzles. I paid $9 a piece for them. And they're probably going to be about $200 return, maybe more, $220 return. They're not difficult.
Cubic shipping for puzzles and board games. There is what's the limit? Is it 18 inches?
Yeah, it's 17.5 inches.
17.5, yeah. No, actually I think it's 17, because I went to 17.25 and it automatically kicked it out. So I think 17 is the longest one side can be for cubic. So if it's got to be a smaller one, like that Alice in Wonderland one.
That Alice in Wonderland,
it's
under a pound, so that one doesn't qualify. But yeah, these could go cubic.
Maybe,
because they're 13. The biggest box is 13 by 13. So yeah, they probably could go cubic. What I generally do for something like this, I'm going to make sure that the contents are in a Ziploc bag inside, so they're not moving all over the place. And then I will wrap the box in bubble wrap and then slip it into poly mailer, so I'm not adding a pound or two by putting it in a box. I do that also with board games, as long as they fit. And if that will fit cubic, that's probably how I'll ship them.
Hey, it's Sandy and Cherry. What's happening?
Sandy's been there for a while. She made a comment earlier on.
Oh, I didn't see.
By the way, Sandy, check your email. I did do your store review. I sent you an email earlier today.
Did you say Sunny was asking if you brown wrap them?
No, I don't. You know what? USPS does not like brown wrapped paper packages because the wrapping generally gets stuck unless you tape the whole thing. So I don't do that. But I have poly mailers that are really big, so I use those instead.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's Grandma Cheap. Grandma Cheap. Or is it my turn?
Yep, your turn.
Okay. Next, I have jackets. So I got a bunch of really cool jackets that I got this week. Actually, I actually didn't get a ton of jackets this week because jacket season's going away here in Vegas, which means you find less and less of them. But thanks to Barry, I bought like 5 jackets off of him. But this one I actually got at Buffalo Exchange. And this is, remember I got that track suit like a few weeks ago. This is just a track jacket, but similarly, this is an 80s Nike track jacket. and it is made in Japan. I paid, I believe, $34 for this. So I paid $34, but I will sell this for over $100. It's in fantastic condition. I don't know. I won't say that it's dead stock, but it definitely doesn't look like it's really been worn. So usually what I'll do for something like that, if it's obviously dead stock, which sometimes like with t-shirts, you can actually see
when they're crispy.
Well, not just crispy, but the ones where you can see the fold lines. And it's pretty obvious that they're dead stock. I will say dead stock. For something like this, I'll say it's used, but then I'll say in the condition description, I'll say something like does not look to have been worn much, if at all, because it really is. I mean, I don't know about you. It looks to me like it's, considering it's from the 80s, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, that looks dead stock.
Okay, this next jacket I also got at Buffalo Exchange. I got a ridiculous, I traded in a bunch of stuff. I'm getting pretty good at knowing what to take in a trade. I got like $123 in trade. It was awesome. And then I promptly spent way more than that. But this jacket right here, F-15 Eagle, which is some sort of fighter jet. But look at that back graphic. I love it. I love it. I paid, it was under $20. I think it was like either $16 or $18 for this jacket. But I'll sell this probably for $70 or more.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I think this is a pretty neat jacket.
Nice sale, Sherry. She sold 80s Harley Davidson tied out of Canada the other day for $31.99.
Nice, very cool. Now that was a very quiet. Now I'm really excited about this jacket. The other thing is there's one particular Savers here that I don't know what the deal is, but there's some Savers, like for instance Charleston, we call it Crazy Town. That's the Savers that I'm most likely to walk away with nothing. So many times I've found great stuff there, but that's one that the most times I've walked away and only bought like one thing. There's one particular Savers, I'm going to keep it to myself, that I go and I'll find, doesn't matter what time of day, I'll find so much good stuff. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, this jacket, look at this glorious jacket. Now, I see a lot of these leather, like USA jackets around, and I kind of over them for the most part. This one
this is
so good.
Baby.
All the detail on it is just amazing. My favorite is the back, because not only does it say USA, but the USA is a flag itself. It's just an awesome jacket. And then it's a great size. It's a 2XL. It's a Michael Hoban. Is that how you say it?
Michael Hoban.
Michael Hoban.
Leather maker to the stars from Hollywood, California.
So Michael Hoban. Now this jacket, or this brand, the Michael Hoban one, you had one. I think you might have shared it. It was months ago. But you had one that was white, I think.
Yeah, mine was white, and it was a small. And mine sold for, I think, about $125.
Yeah.
Michael Hoban, anything actually sells very well. It was an LA based designer, and he would make leather clothing. Like all of the rock stars used to buy their leather pants from him, their leather jackets, all the stuff that they'd wear in the 80s.
Cheryl says a moment of silence for that jacket's awesomeness.
Yeah, that's such a, it's very late 80s, early 90s right there. All of that.
It's a great quality jacket. So, I mean, if you sold that other one for 125 or so, I mean, I haven't looked up to see any.
You should get like at 250.
I think like at least 200, but I think it's pretty glorious.
One heck of a thrifter silencing now.
It was $30. It was $30, but then I had 25% off of that. But so I definitely paid up for it, but it's going to be well worth it. Now this next jacket.
How much did you pay for it? What'd you say?
It was priced at $30, and then I had 25% off because it was on Thursday. So whatever that ends up being,
22 and change. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll post it high for sure. And then this I got from the same location. This jacket right here. It's a vintage down jacket. It's just red. It's got kind of some Western-esque stuff on it because the way it comes down these points.
A yoke. It has a yoke.
A yoke. But let me show you why I'm excited about this. Of course, because it's down. That excites me. But if you look at the tag, it says, I haven't looked up this brand at all, but it says, was it Schaefer Outfitter, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. But look at this right here, guys. Made in the USA by Navajo Indians. So anytime that you have something that was actually made by a particular tribe and it like says such on the jacket, I mean, I'm gonna have to look up and see if I can find any comps, but I'll definitely list this high. I mean, it is down. It is vintage.
Cheryl says, even I would have had to put up for that. Pun intended.
But yeah, I don't know how much. I think this was priced $19.99, and then again, it's 25% off. So, all right. So then I got 2 more jackets here. These are the ones. These are part of the buy that I did from Barry. Whew. I wasn't going to buy any more stuff, but he dangled some carrots in front of me, and I had to do it. So I've got a vintage starter jacket, San Francisco 49ers, size medium, so it's a smaller size, but
it's nicely all stitched though.
Yeah, they're really nice, made in the U.S. Awesome jacket. And then I got a couple of U.S. Marine Corps satin jackets, and then like a bunch of T-shirts, which I'm going to show you some of the T-shirts later. But we were negotiating, and I had a certain price that I wanted to pay. And then finally, I was like, "Listen, I'll give you $200 for this whole lot of stuff." And I said, "But if you throw in this next jacket, I'll pay $250." So basically, I paid $50 for this jacket alone. UCLA vintage starter jacket, nice size. The back of it says Morrison. I don't know who Morrison is, but this is an awesome, awesome starter jacket. Vintage, probably 80s.
Somebody look that up. Who's Morrison, UCLA?
I mean, it might not be anybody. It might just be some dude whose last name was Morrison, who was on any number of sports teams there, or not at all. But it's just a beautiful stitched. Pay $50 for it, but I think I'll be able to get at least $150. So
there's a lot of Morrison.
But yeah, I'll sell that for high. So I got a bunch of jackets from it, a bunch of T-shirts, which I'll get into in a little bit. But I was pretty excited to get a quick last second infusion of some quality jackets from
good stuffs.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, you.
Okay, so I've got a couple pairs of shoes that I picked up. Just 2 pairs of shoes this week, but I did well.
Susie wants to buy that jacket so she can burn it because she went to USC. All right, hey, I'll sell it to you for $150 so you can burn it.
That's an expensive burning.
Her hate is real.
Okay, so again, Doc Martens. Always pick up the Docs. These are in actually really great shape. Little scuffing on the toe doesn't ever detract from them. Actually, when they're broken in, they actually sell really well. But standard, they're the 10 eyelet ones. They're a size 13 men's, which is actually a good size. Steel toe. I paid $18 for these at Savers, and I will sell them for about $120.
Awesome. I think you paid less than that.
No, they were $22.
Oh, I thought they were 20.
The other thing,
and what was weird is they weren't even behind, like, I don't know if Dana's still watching, but usually with Doc Martens, they put them behind the counter. And I swear, every time I see them behind the counter, I look at them and they're almost always priced at like $50. And for some reason, those ones were out and they were not priced high at all.
I don't know. And it was Thursday at like 7 o'clock, and they were out on the shelf. And no, they're not the made in England ones. I would price them higher if they were made in England. Okay, another pair of, I swear these are new. If they're not new, I'd be shocked. I'll probably list them as pre-owned, but Red Wing, also you never find on the shelf. These are Red Wing. These are ones for electrical workers. So they're steel toe, but they also have
like insulated.
They're like insulated. They have what's called, it's like something for the metatarsal, covers your toes basically for the top of your feet as well as the toe. But look,
brand new.
These I paid $18 for. These I'm going to list for about $150. Same thing, right next to the Doc Martens on the shelf. I don't know who they had pricing them, but I was super psyched.
So Greg says that he thinks it is Jim Morrison, because Jim Morrison went to UCLA and that's where he met bandmate. So it might actually be a really cool rock jacket. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, you know what? I think that the more that I'm looking at these Red Wing boots, I might list them as new without box, because those are new. Those are new. Yeah, there's no possible way that these have
nobody's worn those.
They're like, they don't even have dust on the bottom.
They're definitely brand new.
Okay, so that's literally all I have for any type of hard goods. So I'll just show a couple of my soft goods, and then Katie can do another round. So I did pick up one boy item this whole week other than those boots. I went out sourcing a little bit by myself yesterday and there was crap. But the one thing I did pick up was this cool vintage satin jacket. I do love satin jackets, just like Katie does. It's got the nice...
I saw the sleeve poking out and I was like, what'd you get me?
Got that nice like winged front, you know, from the 80s right there.
Susie says she could eat Skittles off those boots.
I wouldn't go that far. They were on a saver shelf.
Whatever, build up your immunities.
And then the back is just an embroidered parump, which is where prostitution is legal. It's actually where Heidi Fleiss lives, the madam of all madams. Pahrump, Nevada, which is just a little town about an hour away from here. And that's just a casino, not that far away, but it's a cool jacket. So I paid about $8 for this. I'll probably sell it for 50, maybe 60.
Nice. I like it.
These I thought were real cool. I think Dana's going to like these if she's still watching. I saw them on the end cap. And okay, when I was a little skinny girl in junior high, I totally would have been wearing these. But we've got some made in the USA, vintage 80s, colored acid wash bongo jeans.
More importantly,
with
the
zipper ankle. Zipper
hey,
cuff.
Dorothy, everybody's here.
Anyway, so these were like $6. I'll probably sell these. These will probably go on Etsy. But they're the high-waisted jeans, color wash, super tiny size. Some little skinny girl is gonna buy these, and they're so cute. I'll probably sell them for $60 is my guess. And they're gonna go on Etsy. I will price them probably higher on Etsy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Prostitution is not legal in Vegas.
No, not in Las Vegas.
Nevada, right?
It's actually, people think it's legal, but it's really not legal.
But there's like certain parts of Nevada where it is.
It's not legal in Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is. It is illegal in Pahrump.
Yeah.
Okay, so these I also found there. These are some sweet vintage made in the USA. Same thing, color wash, 80s Guess jeans. What? Same price, paid about $6 for these. Nice little tapered leg. Must have come from the same person.
Sonny says, I kept mine thinking I'd fit in them, but I'm giving that hope up.
Yeah, Sonny, I don't know how big or not you are, honey. Good for you if you think I couldn't fit my left toe in these things anymore. But I was that skinny at one point in my life. But these are some cute 80s jeans. I'll probably sell them for like $69.95 each. Those are my faves. And your turn. T-shirts? Yeah, really tiny waistline. I didn't even look at the sizes, but I think they're probably like a size 5.
All right, so
tiny juniors, which really means they're like a size 0 or a size 3 by today's standards.
Yeah, so I'm breaking up I'm going to do 2 different bunches of t-shirts.
Susie, when I go to eBay Open, how far am I going to have to drive to visit a prostitute?
Parump's only like an hour away.
Pahrump is an hour away, but they do make house calls in Vegas.
But not legally.
No. They're everywhere. They are everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
You can go down to the bar. You'll find 10. The bar in the hotel lobby.
Oh, yeah. I remember Jenko jeans. All right. So I've got a bunch of t-shirts this week. So I'm going to show some of the t-shirts. So I've been doing my weekly buy for my guy in Pennsylvania. Basically every Monday I send him money, and then every week he puts a box together and sends it to me. So I don't know any of what's coming. Sometimes I'll have a little hint because he'll post stuff that he found and then send me a message. Like he'll post it in the Facebook group that we're in or on his Instagram, and then he'll send me a message and be like, hey, by the way, this might be coming in one of your boxes. But I'll show you like a sampling of some of the t-shirts I got from him that I was excited about. This one, awesome, 1990 Maggie Simpson vintage t-shirt. I think it's really cute. Look how cute she is. Look how cute she is.
She's kind of cute.
She's kind of cute.
I don't know if Ron actually has a club here in Vegas. I don't think that's true, but there are several swingers clubs here.
Dana will know because she's actually like hung out with Ron a couple times, right?
Well, I don't know that she would know that, but I don't think he.
I would think she would know that. We'll see. We'll let her speak for herself.
Anyway. But there are several clubs like that here. That's a known thing. There's just not. I don't think he owns one of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's my Maggie Simpson t-shirt. I actually forgot it was one of the things I was washing and I was going to bring it up, but it was a really cool Scooby-Doo racing t-shirt that I also got from him. All over print Scooby-Doo t-shirt. I love it. Scooby-Doo NASCAR. And I was super excited about that. Then this is an awesome Harley t-shirt. It is super tiny. It's a small, and it's like a vintage small, so it's real small. It's an 80s vintage Harley t-shirt, but look at it says "Make my day, try to steal my Harley," and it's Coastal Harley Davidson, Murrells Inlet, South Carolina.
That's tiny.
It is super tiny, but it's super awesome.
Yeah,
too.
we really are totally off topic. Yeah, you know what? If there's one important, there's one in every major city. They're not that secret.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Well, they're told swingers clubs are illegal.
Dorothy says, do hookers wear vintage T-shirts? They may.
They might. There should be some that are the real into fashion.
Don't be hating on the hookers.
Yeah, don't be hating on the hookers. Anyway, I think this is he sent me this one and I love it. I think it's a really cool Harley t-shirt. I think it'll, it's really tiny, but I sell tiny t-shirts all the time. Now, guys, we need to cleanse the show with all the dirty talk. Okay. So let's talk about
Sunny says, how high did the swings go?
Let's talk about our Christian friends who they want to be cool and they want their vintage t-shirts too.
That's right.
Okay. Look at this awesome thing right here. And by awesome, I mean awesome. It says our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God.
That's the song. I'm sorry, I was raised Catholic.
She's raised Catholic.
We sing old people songs.
They sing old people songs. I went to Baptist church and we sang the hip songs like our God's an awesome God. But seriously, how cool. It's like a neon, like this neon pink. But anyway, guys, I'm telling you, the vintage Christian t-shirts do really, really well.
They do. She sells like one a week. I don't understand it.
Yeah. See, Lisa, we go both ways here. We get real dirty, and then we do some cleansing by talking about our Jesus t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently Allison hasn't gotten the memo about changing the topic. But yeah, see, they sing that song at Cheryl's church. But yeah, I've sung that song a million times growing up, going to Staten First Baptist.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was raised Catholic, so all of our songs are like 150 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't sing like cool hip songs in Catholic church. I'm sorry.
We were passionate, okay? We put some emotion into it, okay? Some people even like to have their hands in the air while they sang our God is an awesome God, okay? Just saying.
All right.
Anyway, so this is a shirt I got at one of the savers. I love the Gecko stuff, does really well. So this is Gecko brand. This is like
this is so 90s,
late 80s, early 90s. Look at amazing all over print, kind of tie-dye-ish kind of looking single stitch. I think this is a thing of beauty. I don't remember when I just sold one like within the last couple of months that was similar to this. I'll have to go back and look and see how much I sold it for because I love this kind of stuff.
It's kind of like a color wash of orange, pink, and yellow. It's like sunset colors.
Yeah. Super, super awesome. Now, guys, I don't, we're talking about Christian t-shirts, but I don't want to leave out our Jewish friends, okay? Because they like our Jewish friends. Right. I know because, well, I'm a bad Jew, but I am, Zilberberg. I'm just not practicing. Mm-hmm. But guys, they like Jewish people. They like their cool vintage t-shirts too. Look at this one. 1982 Walk Festival. Apparently the 34th. I don't know the history of this. I'll have to look into it. But this is like a really cool 80s ringer tee. Fantastic edition. Not dead stock, but whoever probably got it just like wore it one time maybe. And then they just kept it for the rest, the last 30 some years. But look at how awesome this t-shirt is.
That's kind of a cool one. I like the ringer tees.
Yeah, so this is 1982, and then I got these at Buffalo Exchange, and then I've got the next year, 1983, yet again a super cool ringer tee for. That's funny because it says this is in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's something to do with Israel. It's like a walk for Israel. Let Look, it's got Benos. Name brand fashions 20 to 60% off. That's their little
advertising.
Yeah, apparently. But I think these are like super, super cool. I love them. So yeah, we're just, we're trying to represent all the religions here on the show.
Katie was raised Baptist, but she is Jewish. Jewish is by heritage, not by religion. But some of her family.
Well, because some of my family converted over the years and stuff like that. So I just happened to be raised Baptist, although we did get the Jews for Jesus newsletter. And I have cousins who are super into like Messianic Judaism. And then, like, I have other family that actually is practicing in Judaism, but I just wasn't raised that way. But by blood, I am.
I was born and raised Catholic and went to Catholic school for 8 years.
Yep. Anyway, last little grouping of T-shirts. So this is actually from a casino in Reno called Harold's Club. And I haven't looked it up or anything, but you said you believe it's a closed casino. And so I actually got this from Buffalo Exchange as well. What's cool is I got three different ones. They're all from Harold's Club. And they were only $9.50 each. And like I said, I had traded in a bunch of stuff. So really out of pocket, it was less than that. But this is a cool vintage, probably 80s T-shirt because I have these other two. This is Harold celebrating 50 years in 1985. So this is celebrating 50 years of Harold's Club. So I got a cool yellow one. And all of these are screen stars, by the way. And again, this is how you learn your tags. Because this T-shirt's from 1985. That's what the screen stars tag looked like at that time. And then I have this blue one, same graphic on it from 1985. So all of these T-shirts, all screen stars. I paid $9.50 for each of them. And because it's a closed casino and super cool T-shirts, I should be able to price them up pretty high.
I'm going to do one more batch.
Yep.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I have some more T-shirts.
All right, and then we can be done.
Yep.
All right, so I picked up, again, this is just to show a couple of brand names here and there, but I picked this up yesterday. I paid $7. Again, I don't like buying women's clothing unless it's vintage, but I will buy if there's a really good one. This is a brand, again, some of you may have heard of this. I'm not trying to talk down to anybody, but sometimes people don't know brands, and I'm always trying to share brands. This is a brand you should always pick up if you see it, men's or women's. It's a brand called Ted Baker. So this blouse, I paid $7 for, and this blouse retailed for about $400.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna sell it for $150.
Oh, Jill says Harold's Club closed in 1995. Wow. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So it's a really, really pretty Ted Baker blouse. It's a shell and it has these built-in.
You get your built-in pearls for clutching.
And yeah, it has your built-in pearls.
When people start talking about prostitution.
Really so I also picked this up. I love me some gaudy. Look at this thing.
Susie says you can talk down to her. She loves it.
Look at this.
That's a lot of bedazzling and bejeweling going on.
But come on, this is fan-frickin-tastic. Okay, so this is a silk jacket. This is vintage. This is a vintage 90s brand called Together. You may have seen this you'll see this on other 90s clothes, but not generally this type of, beaded stuff. But this thing is like ridiculous.
Look at that cityscape. Listen to this.
Good Lord, that's hideous, isn't it? Look, it's got like dangling tassels and everything on it. This thing must weigh 10 pounds. I'm telling you, my arm is getting tired holding this thing up.
Ridiculous.
So,
Allison says that Harold hung out in Pahrump.
Yeah. So I paid for that. I paid $8 for it. I'll probably sell it for like $75. I don't know who the heck's going to buy it, but someone's buying it for like $75.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Do we want to weigh it?
It's serious.
I'll weigh it right now.
Honest to God, this thing it's both sides too. It's ridiculous. It's probably 8 pounds.
I don't think it's 8 pounds. It is 2 pounds, 12 ounces.
All right. It seems heavier.
It's 8 pounds. You really do need to get back to the gym. What size is it?
14. Size 14.
Sandy wants to know what keywords would you use on that?
Like sequins, silk, sequined, heavy, beaded, embellished jacket, that type of thing.
Bedazzled.
I wouldn't use bedazzled.
Why not?
Because
you don't think anyone ever looks up like bedazzled jacket?
No. I did buy this when we were in Rhode Island. So full disclosure, this wasn't this week. This was last week. But I paid $3 for it. It's a vintage, vintage Burberry, vintage 80s.
Very nice.
Burberry's women's blouse. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a vintage pink women's blouse. I'll probably sell it for about $50. It's just like button-down shirt. Nothing wrong with it.
The Arthur or a drag queen would buy that.
Oh yeah, some drag queen would love that. It's actually not a super small one. Tamika Riley, first timer watching. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello. We've got 180 people still watching, and we're like almost 2 hours in.
All right, so this is another one that I picked up this week. I paid $9 for this set. This is a brand that you should always pick up too. Exclusively Masuk. This is the like a sweater. It's like a thick, it's kind of like a St. John type of brand, but it's not quite, it's always sweater material, but it's just a thinner sweater material. This is a sleeveless dress. It's just a shell, like a long sleeveless shell. And then it's got the long sweater jacket over it. I'll probably sell this for like 125 or so.
Who just posted on Instagram with a Masuk thing? Was that Greg or somebody else?
I'm not sure.
Because it was like I had never heard of the brand, and then you were showing me that, and I was like, "Oh,
I've showed it before, but
no." But it's one of those things where somebody said, maybe it was Susie. Somebody said, "There's a word for it when you learn a new word or learn a new brand or learn something new, and then it's like you hear it for the first time. It's like your brain finally like takes it in, and then all of a sudden, a day later,
see it everywhere.
A week later, you see it again."
This is another one. I think they might have been sleeping on the job at the same place because this was all of the same savers. 6 or 7 o'clock on Thursday night. I got Masuk there, and then I got this Burberry London dress. Burberry London is the lower end. It's not that anything Burberry is low end, but it's lower end. So this is what the tag looks like. I paid about $8 for this, but it's just a cute little drop waist dress, like a little pleated skirt dress. And I'll still sell this for about $75, maybe $100. It is authentic. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's a size 40, which kind of equates to like a medium. I'll put the US size as well as the other size.
Is Burberry Brit the high end?
Yes, I believe so.
Very cool.
And then this is kind of my favorite thing that I found this week. And I just wish that
I can't believe you didn't bring the green one up. Or did you
because
show that last week?
I showed that last week.
But hey, real quick though, that green one, it was a green dress, like a what'd you call it? Like a Hawaiian?
Yeah, it was a little Hawaiian dress, and then I realized it was a play suit.
She just realized yesterday. You should have heard her though. It was really cute because she goes, ah! I'm not exaggerating. She's like,
it was shorts,
and then she's like, shut the front door. And I was like, what is happening right now? And it's because she just realized it was shorts and not a dress.
It was like a little romper. It was so cute.
Yeah. She got real excited about it. So if you go back and look at last week's show, that actually is
like a vintage green Hawaiian thing. Anyway, I paid $7.50 for this. If this were my size, I don't care how fat I am, I'd be stuffing my fat ass into this thing. Let me tell you. This is $7.50 I paid for this vintage 60s pants suit, kind of like a old jumper. Look at these legs. Look at the legs on this thing.
I love it.
Somebody super tiny, really, really tiny waist, really, really tiny top, but huge, baggy, like wide leg palazzo pants. Fan-freaking-tastic. So I paid $7.50. I am going to sell the heck out of it. I'm pricing it high. I'm going to price it probably $150.
Love it. Cheryl says, stinking cute. Susie is chastising us for saying Burberry instead of Burberry. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're being judged. Susie, biatch.
Attention all Americans, it's pronounced Burberry.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatevs. Candace wants to know, Vicki, what types of books are you into? I read everything. I've read everything King. King's my favorite author, actually. King and Kuntz are my two favorites. Real life crime. Yes, that's pretty much what I read. Almost all real life crime.
All the gripping novels. The joke, I always tease her because if you ever look at when she's on her Kindle and she's looking for books to download, it's like whoever it is that writes the copy for all of those books, it's like they just discovered the word gripping and they have to use it in every, it's like come up with a different word. There's a thesaurus out there, find some other words, because seriously, every single crime novel is gripping. It's gripping. And so I always ask her, how's your gripping novel tonight? And she's like, nah, not so gripping. Anyway, okay, I have a last few little bit of t-shirts here. So I got those awesome jackets from Barry, aka Afro Vintage on Instagram. But he also had some t-shirts. And he had a lot of Harley t-shirts. So I don't buy a lot of Harley t-shirts, but I love vintage Harley t-shirts. And so he got all these dead stock vintage.
Oh, we have almost 200 people watching. 46 thumbs up. You guys are slacking. Slacking.
Even you haters are slacking. Only 2 out of 190.
Anyway, we have
Anyway,
more haters than that.
It's true. It's true.
Actually, they may only be like, there are fewer than 5 actually, but that's okay.
I think you're underestimating yourself.
Yeah, I have a few more haters than that. I may.
Anyway, guys, look at this awesome. I don't even. What do you call this? Because it's not like tie dye. It's like I always think of it like it's kind of like a stone wash. What would you use for a keyword for this?
I think stonewash is exactly the word I would use.
Okay, so like stonewash t-shirt, single stitch, Harley. But look at this back graphic, you guys. It's a Harley Davidson country. Harley country. Look at how gorgeous it is. I've got 3 of these in this color, the stonewash, super cool, size extra large. Gorgeous. I just love it.
Now we have 4 thumbs down.
Somebody was just waiting. Somebody's like angrily watching for the last 2 hours, just waiting for us to taunt them into downvoting us. Either that or Allison thought it would be funny to like mess with you. Anyway, so then I have this pocket tee, same graphic, and I've got 3 of these, single stitch, made in the USA, beautiful. And then, oh, I guess I didn't bring the other one. So I've got 3 of those ones, 3 of the blue ones. I got a white one and a dark, like solid blue one. So I got 8 of those Harley t-shirts, all probably 90s, I would say. Some of them look like they might be 80. They could like be on the cusp. But I'll probably just say that they're 90s. Single stitch, gorgeous. I love the graphic on them. Gorgeous. See, I think Cheryl's the one that downvoted us. I think so. She's such a jerk.
Could be.
Oh yeah, see, we're taunting them even more. Man, I feel like they've really invested a lot of time to tell us how much they hate us. Anyway, so I also mentioned that I went and did a little bit of sourcing on Mercari. I'd never bought anything off of there before. I do enjoy the fact that you can make an offer and you actually have to have your payment. You can't use PayPal, which is why we can't do immediate payment on eBay right now, which hopefully we will eventually when they take over completely with managed payments, because you have to have a credit card on Mercari in order to be able to do an offer, because when they accept the offer, if they accept it, it automatically charges your card and then you get sent the item.
Nice.
So first is this really awesome vintage NASA kind of jersey t-shirt that I think is super awesome. This is definitely 80s Kennedy Space Station. It's got this 80s trench tag on it. But I actually paid $20 for this because I think I can sell it. NASA stuff, I mean, you saw those other t-shirts I sold, and this particular one I think I can sell for like $60 on Etsy especially. So I went ahead and paid $20 for that. This one is just a Minnesota North Stars Stanley Cup t-shirt from 1991. I actually paid like $15 for this because I think I can sell it, you know, $50. Probably it's going to end up selling on Etsy.
Mary Mobley says, I'd thumbs up, but I'm eating barbecue ribs and I can't see my screen anymore. Oh, that's funny.
That's pretty funny. All right, and then the last one I got is this this Cleveland Indians champion, 1995 champions. It's a really nice, crispy, not crispy, but very clean, white, very good condition, 90s starter t-shirt. And this one, I believe, was $7 plus shipping. So I ended up paying like $12 for it. And again, I think I'll probably pay.
You would have paid 12 at Buffalo for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So guys, you know, you can, I like to source on eBay a lot. I'll just go and like,
yeah, Laura said, I actually got myself a Disney snow globe from there today that should have been priced at least $30 higher. So there you go.
And another thing.
Oh, look, Paula sold my Harley Screaming Eagle t-shirt for $155.
Yay!
The one that you helped her with. Yeah.
That is awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah. And the other thing is when you, on Mercari anyway, when you like something or start, I think it's like a little heart or whatever, when you like something and you follow it, you'll get notifications when they lower the price. And I mean, you get the same stuff like with eBay to a certain degree, but it just seems a little bit more direct.
How you get offers to watchers, honey.
Well, I know that, but this one, it's like you get kept up to date with. It just comes right, like you get notifications. Anyway, when stuff goes on sale and when they mark the price down. Plus, they already were doing like the offers through there as well. So anyway, just that was kind of my start with. I did do like a whole bundle offer on Poshmark, but we haven't come to any agreement yet, so I've yet to actually buy off of there.
Interesting.
I think you're lying right
Mary
now.
washed her hands, so she was able to thumb us. That's funny.
That's good, because it was at 69 for a while, and I was just waiting for Allison to make an inappropriate comment, because that is her favorite number. So
moist towelettes. Ugh, I hate that word.
What do you have against towelettes?
All right, so you guys stuck with us for almost 2 hours, considering Katie is quite the talker.
They like it, okay? There are actually, well, there's a small number of them do sit around for 2 hours waiting to angrily thumbs us down. So
yeah, that's true.
But I do appreciate the dedication. I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, I'm hopefully going to get to some listing now, since I haven't listed barely anything in forever, and I've got my little notebook filled up with new stuff to list. I'm pretty excited about it. So
and I am going to get to taking more photos. I got to get Dana up in here tomorrow or Tuesday and get taking some pics, but I'm going to go finish taking some hard good photos. So I have enough stuff to list. Yeah, we're going to do dinner at some point soon.
A little snacky. I would like to shout myself out because tell them what I did today.
Oh, she fixed. So we have a Pathfinder. So my truck SUV is a 2017 Pathfinder, right? So they're known for having this issue. It's got the power lift gate, you know, the back thing. They're known for having this issue where the power lift just suddenly stops working for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's done it like 3 times. I had to take it to the dealership once. It was within the first 2 months of me owning it. So they fixed it, no problem. It did it again, and I was like, God, I'm going to have to call and have the dealership fix it. It's going to cost a bunch of money. So I started looking it up on YouTube. I said, this seems to be a really popular thing. There are ways on YouTube to fix it. So Katie, IT department and auto fix department, you either need to make an appointment or watch some YouTube videos and figure out how to fix this crap. So apparently she was able to fix it pretty easily. So she was very excited.
Yeah, basically you couldn't push because you can push the button around the door and it'll open up, or there's a button inside the car you can push and it'll open up, or you can do it on your key fob. None of them were working, so you have to manually lift it. It's like you can tell it's like resistant, it doesn't want to be open. So and then when you push the button on the door to close it, that would work, but it wouldn't latch. And so basically what ended up happening, it's kind of like the old cliche of IT where it's like, did you try turning it off and then on again? Because all I did was I took the negative, I disconnected the negative side of the battery and let it sit for 20 minutes, rehooked it up, and it was like the magic computer fix where it had like reset everything and it magically worked again.
And totally worked again.
It literally
Lisa, it is good to have a handy woman around, I'll tell you, because that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm the other person. I am the, the housekeeper, the whatever, the folding the laundry, the keeping the house nice and clean, the decorator, the money manager, all that kind of stuff, making sure all the bills are paid on time, all that kind of thing. I'm that person. She's the IT department, fix the car stuff.
And I actually didn't find that solution on YouTube. I actually had to dive deep into some message boards, and I finally saw somebody who said, because a lot of them were like, oh, I had to do this and this and this. I had to take out the back seat and open up this thing and do this. And I'm like, man, that sounds complicated. And then somebody was like, oh, I disconnected the battery for 20 minutes and it fixed it. And I was like, I like the sound of that solution. And so I went and did it, and it actually worked. So it was all good.
Greg says, I have an alarm clock that keeps blinking. Can you help me?
That one, turning it off and then on again will not help the blinking. Candace, yes, I wore the taco shirt. I think I wore it like last week.
Yeah, you wore it in Rhode Island.
Did I wear it? So I was wearing it on the show? No, I wasn't wearing it on the show.
No, but you wore it one day when we were in Rhode Island, I think.
Perhaps, but I did actually wear it on one of the shows if you go back and look. But anyway, Alice and I have to clean and fix the cars. All right. So we
either you or Casey, one of you guys got to figure it out. I'm thinking it's you, Allison.
Yep. All right, here we go, guys. We're out of here. I'm gonna go do some listings. She's gonna do pictures. You guys are gonna go do whatever you do on a Sunday afternoon or evening or whatever time it is where you're at. And we will see you on Wednesday morning. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go have some fun. Make some money. Boss up.
I like that idea.
Bye. Bye.